Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Elevate Your Business. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome Kate Hurley, a technology strategist who's been solving the puzzle of business growth through smart technology for over 2 decades. As the founder of Sage Inc. and former CIO of Madison International Realty, Kate specializes in something every growing business struggles with: making enterprise-level technology, cybersecurity, and automation accessible and affordable for smaller companies. She's passionate about translating complex tech strategies into measurable business outcomes. And today, Kate is here to share her thoughts with us on the definition of success, one or two of her key challenges and the associated lessons learned, as well as how Kate and her team are leveraging technology to drive business success. Kate, it is absolutely wonderful to see you again. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you, and thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure, my honor. To start with, could you share a little bit more about yourself and your business?
Oh, it was such a great introduction. I'm not sure there's too much left to share. I've been in the business a long time now. It has been more than 2 decades. And I started off as an engineer, technology engineer, spent a lot of late nights putting Microsoft Exchange databases back together back in the days when they were on premise and very titchy. But fortunately moved into an arena where I could do a little bit more expansive help to drive utilization of technology through the organizational levels, and found that I really love making an impact that's organization wide. Sometimes that is just touching one person and watching the ripples through the organization. And sometimes that's top down and understanding how the processes that have been developed for the organization tie into a technology or a package of technologies. And so I like to say it's people, processes, technology, and it's not driven the other direction. We don't let our cool tech stuff drive the show. We let our people drive the show and come to us with their brilliant ideas, and then we help them implement the solutions that they need to keep their businesses growing. And that's what we do at Sage Inc.
I love it. And you and I, in our first conversation, people, process, and technology wrapped in a collaborative culture. That was one of those kindred spirit moments.
Yeah.
And so through that journey, success changes over time. What's your definition of success today?
Today is so different, isn't it? Back in the day, it was making sure that database came back online, finding 8 bits of data that were mysteriously missing and putting it all back together. And seems like I spent my 20s that way. But now it's helping someone understand how a mail merge could help me. Or it can be something as complex as developing a agentic AI solution for an organization where they didn't see a way to automate something, and now they have a beautiful opportunity to level up some staff that they didn't see. So it's unlocking the magic.
On the personal note, success also shifts over time with us. I can tell you where my mind was at 20, 30 years ago versus where it's at today. And oh my Lord, is that different? Any thoughts from your own experience on how your definition of personal success has changed?
It's changed a lot just in the last couple of years. I actually went through cancer and came out the other side, and it was actually kind of a cool technological experience too. They used immunotherapy to treat my cancer, and that's a very AI-driven technological cool therapy. And so my sense of success now, particularly having gone through that, has minimized and shifted a little bit. So I go through each day a little bit slower and with a little more thoughtfulness, I think. And it's a good day if I've had time with my husband and my family, and my team is satisfied with what they've produced. And I think I'm a little more focused on the individual relationships now.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And of course, that journey is always wrought with challenges. Every business owner, right?
It's Yeah, I mean, I think no matter the other thing it taught me to really focus in on is that you never know what's going on with someone. I was able to continue doing what I do throughout the process of going through treatment, and I would look around sometimes and think, no one knows what I'm dealing with, and it reminds you that you don't know what other people are dealing with either. And so it's so important to bring our empathy and our open-mindedness in our connections
Into
with other
that.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And on that business front, to help pass along to our audience, what are a couple of thoughts and lessons learned that you think they really should know to help them along their business success journey?
So I've learned so much in the last couple of years about things that I never thought I would have to learn: business development, understanding finance in a different way, and implementing strategy in a different way. Things that, as a founder and developing a business, things that I've had to really get a grip on that I understood more superficially before. And I guess the thing that I would pass on is that you can do it. You just have to put your mind to it and go slowly and leverage your strengths. Everything's an analogy, everything's a system. You can get there. You just have to really pay attention and give it your focus.
If you think about all those people out there that have decided that corporate's no longer for them, or they're just at that stage of the life they want to change and they're starting their own business, and you think about everything, like you said, you've learned over the last couple of years, is there anything that you would pass along to them as they're entering this new, incredible journey that they should consider to help them overcome some of what we didn't necessarily as we started these?
I think that if I had taken a quick finance class, just a refresher. So the MBA is a little bit in my rearview mirror at this point. A refresher finance class would have been very helpful before I got started instead of waiting until after I got started. What else would have been helpful? I think I understood going into it that there were going to be the sleepless nights and the long hours, and I had myself prepared for the wellness management of it all. So that wasn't a challenge, but understanding also that you can leverage some of what you learned in corporate and apply it into your role as a founder. In other words, your time in corporate was not wasted, and you can take that skill set that you learned. Often, if it's just what you learned watching other people perform their roles in a corporate environment and implement it in your own journey as a founder, I think I came to that understanding a little bit later as well.
Yeah. And that's pretty common amongst many business owners who start down this path. So look a little holistic at what it's going to take. Shore up those areas the best that you can, and the areas that you're not either familiar with or you need that refresher. And of course, the fun part of the conversation for many of us is innovation. Now, innovation, like we talked about previously, people, process, technology, and culture can all be a part of
Huge.
innovation. So when you consider that, how are you leveraging innovation to drive your business success?
So in my business, we're huge on innovating, not just, and it's not just technology, right? We don't write a lot of software or do a lot of independent development. So it's not innovation in the sense that we are driving some new dev culture within Sage Inc. It's innovation about how can we bring the best to our clients. And so we have a meeting every week where we're thinking about how do we bring value? What is it that we can do to expand the client experience? And we bring everyone together in the organization to think this through. It's almost like a business process development cycle conversation. Yeah, so we're innovating from the inside out. And I think that's one of the best things that we can do. But we're also taking feedback in from our clients constantly. We ask, what can we be doing better for you? And we have consistent meetings with a lot of our clients, either be it weekly or monthly, to sit down and say, not only here's what we've done for you lately, it's very important, but also what else can we be doing for you? Where are we maybe not driving hard enough? Because some of our clients like to be pushed, but also maybe where can we do a little bit more to shore up our efforts?
Out of curiosity, the speed in which these new technology solutions are hitting business enablement, especially for the small and mid-sized business owners. And even the larger organizations have had some recent feedback that says there's huge challenges going on across large organizations as well. But how do you take into consideration the speed in which so much of this is coming out?
It's actually awesome. It's been really great. If you think about when email came out, we had a decade, right, to ingest and implement and help people understand. We have weeks to get people accustomed to and comfortable with the next AI stage before we're into the follow on. And I find it really cool and exciting. Our clients find it very challenging and frightening in some cases. And so part of our role here is to be the facilitator, the guide, and make sure that as the innovators, we are able to handhold and help explain and translate what's happening into real person speak and integrate that technology into the business. We've had people who are just so grateful to have a training to understand, look, this is how practically speaking AI can be woven into your day. And it's not some foreign thing that you have to take on in one monstrous lump. You can take it on in little bite-sized pieces. And that seems to be something that breaks down the fear in a big way.
And I know even just looking at the last 6, 8 months, we went from, chatbots just exploding in their capability, deep reasoning models and things like that expanding.
Yeah.
Perplexity now has like 8 models just from a pro membership you can use. And
Yes.
of course, now they have
Yeah.
a max membership. But beyond that, all these AI agents. And that has, again, really changed the game. How does your organization kind of keep up with so many of those changes coming out? Because I know I've been surprised and I tried to. Any thoughts?
I was just having a conversation with one of my fellows about the ChatGPT team mode that's been out for a little while and how it maybe could help one of our clients. And it's not brand new, right? It's been out for a little while, but that's the kind of thing that you have to have an application for in order to find it, I think. And so that's part of it. You have to go searching for the tool as you need it. But also I read all the time. I never stop reading. So I do listen to some podcasts, but mostly it's just reading and keeping up with things that way.
So, final question.
Okay.
If there was one thing to leave our audience with that they really must consider for their business or life success, what would that be?
Be grateful.
Well,
Find your gratitude. It sounds so cheesy, but if you can find one thing every day to be grateful for, you'll approach your reality in a different way. And if you can do that, I think you'll find opportunities differently. You'll fail to be disappointed. And that's hugely important when you're developing a business. You will broaden your outlook. And I think gratitude is foundational for helping others.
yeah, building trust and personal connection.
Yeah. So I think if you can just find that one thing every day, even if it's a low day, it'll help you immensely.
Wow, absolutely love it. Well, that's a wrap on another episode of Elevate Your Business. Before we go, I want to sincerely thank Kate for incredibly valuable insights. If today's insight sparks some ideas for your own business growth, I'd love to hear about them. Drop me a comment below or connect with me on social media. And if this episode added value to your entrepreneurial journey, please subscribe and share it with another business owner who could benefit. Remember, every successful business started with someone willing to take that next step. Until next time, keep elevating. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.